So we're fucking dog door trash people, and we're out here fucking trying to do it. And litter bugs, apparently.
God, we're the poorest people in our neighborhood.
If you really string this out, we do not look good. Like,
we're
just roaming around the neighborhood picking up people's trash, dude.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Breaking the Bar podcast, a podcast hosted by myself, Craig Kasamas, and my beautiful, overworked, always running wife, Rosie Kasamas.
If I were running, I'd be thin. I'm just a sluggish face now.
Anyway, coming at you live for our 4th episode. We have been lagging, dude. This is how it goes. We're going to get more serious about the every other week and then maybe get to every week eventually one day. But here we are. We fucking pulled it together. We're doing what we can do. It's been a wild few weeks since we last spoke with you guys. Obviously, Rosie's checking her phone.
Sorry.
So that's good.
Sorry. Yeah. No. So I was putting it on silent.
Is this what relationships are now?
Yeah. One of us just
Always
doing
on the
something
phone.
and the other one on the phone. Here,
Right.
flip it.
Right. Flip them.
Flip it.
It's weird that relationships now have come to only us just sending reels to each other.
That's not true.
That's
we do
it.
more than...
We don't even speak anymore.
We do.
We don't.
Because half the time you don't even look at the reel I sent you. And I just realized that I'm not Instagram proficient. So
Yeah.
I've been sending this shit to myself. Because the one I wanted to send you the other day with the guy who
You sent it to yourself?
Yeah. I sent all of them to myself.
How?
I have no idea.
How do you even send a reel to yourself?
Is it? It's called a reel. It's not just
It's
a video.
called a reel,
Okay, well,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Called
not
reels.
Instagram proficient. Yeah, I've been invited to shit, fun shit, and then
You are inherently the fucking worst at answering your phone.
yeah,
The worst. And
that's
and
true. My mom's pretty bad too.
Yeah, well, she sets a whole nother bar, but she's also 75, so she has an excuse.
She looks 75. She's probably like 26.
That's
That's what I tell my kids at school when they stress me out. I was like, I'm like 21. You did this to me.
Yeah, I've said this before, but I'm always shocked at people's face when I tell them that I'm 41.
Oh,
They're always like, fuck. Like, look at me all fucked up. But anyway,
hard
you are the
living.
worst. You are one of the worst. You have friends that text you. You actually, 90% of your friends text me to get a hold of you.
yeah. That's what it's like being a kept woman in the 50s.
Is that where you're going to?
No, I don't want to be tethered to my fucking phone all day.
You are. You're on level 7,000 in fucking Bejeweled.
That's not
So
true.
you're,
It's
and
like
you're the
4,500.
only one still playing Simpsons Tapped Out.
I am probably am with that.
I think the app is solely survived on you.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a great app.
Which I do see the charges every once in a while.
I am mining for donuts now. It's where I just clear a bunch of property and it's basically like farming for anyway.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
if you ever need to get a hold of Rosie, fucking just don't, because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Even her best friends are like, it's the worst.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you get so mad at our kids when they don't answer their phones.
Well, because they're out in the dark by themselves and they're dumb. I'm not dumb.
This is true.
they're out trying to manage real things.
Yeah, it's a nightmare, dude.
And they don't have a ride home. They don't know who's giving them a ride home. They don't know where they are. They don't have shoes. They jumped in the ocean in their full clothes. They're dumb.
They are dumb.
With things like that.
Right. Smart with things, dumb with other things.
Well, you know what, though? They ride the public bus.
This is true.
They-
We taught our kids to ride the public bus, and one of them takes it from school, at least, at home.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But also, our daughter will go to some sort of rehearsal at the end of class, whether it's Dungeons and Dragons club or play rehearsals, and then you can't get a hold of her. You don't know when we're picking her up, and then when you do, we end up giving another fucking kid a ride home every time. So,
Dude, did I tell you the other day? Because her friends kind of look alike, and I had given one of the friends a ride home the day before.
okay.
And I drove to the first friend's house, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm dropping off your friend here." And I think I even called her by the wrong pronoun as
Oh no! Oh my
as I'm
God,
dropping them off. And
Whoa.
they're like, "This isn't this friend. This is the other friend." Mom, are you serious? We don't all look alike. I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
well."
Yeah.
Now
it's
I have
insane.
to. Now I have to drive another 3 miles out of the way.
Yeah, it's not only does my daughter hit me up every day with another new name that I'm supposed to call one of her friends. I had to tell her the other day. I said, the fact that you think I can remember their actual first name anyway, and let alone the 3 other names that you've told me that to call them by, you're out of your fucking mind. It's not happening.
Honestly, I don't like it for safety reasons.
Right.
Because what if they really do go missing, and I'm like, they're with Echo, Void. What was that kid's name? Lucifer. No, I don't know the kid's real name. Do you know where the kid?
Yeah.
No, they all look the same.
Where are them? How many of them?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they literally all look exactly alike. So
Yeah.
no, I don't know which kid she was with.
So you
last.
dropped a kid off at the wrong house. That's nice. Mm-hmm. We also did have a good Halloween. We haven't done a Halloween episode because
true.
we don't really care that much anymore.
We're busy. It's
We're
a
busy as fuck.
Tuesday.
Halloween used to be so fun. Remember when we didn't have kids?
Oh yeah.
Remember how much fun we used to have on actual Halloween when we were not kids?
Oh, like when we were just dating.
Yeah,
we
when
had
were
some
just
good
dating.
Halloween costumes.
We did have some good Halloween costumes. Yeah, we went as gay lumberjacks one year, right?
Remember when I sewed you that centaur outfit and you won a Halloween?
Yeah, I won the Halloween costume. I went as a full centaur. I guess it would be a fawn.
You were a fawn. Oh, I think you won because you didn't wear a shirt.
That does
It
not
was
do that.
it was cold.
It was very cold. Yeah. We used to have fun on Halloween, and now fun is just watching kids do it, which is actually really, really fun.
Yeah, our neighborhood goes off.
I really like our neighborhood for Halloween.
Yeah, there's a ton of kids.
Yeah. And now kids are, all of our
Most of them,
kids' friends are starting to show up, and so it's like 9 people on Halloween,
right?
of just teenagers trick-or-treating. What age do you think they age out of trick-or-treating?
Our kids,
Well,
17, 19, I don't know. They're
you think so?
no.
Do you remember trick-or-treating when you were too old?
I think I went 1 year when I was too old.
And were people saying shit to you?
No,
No?
but it was hi.
I remember the last year I trick-or-treated, and I had like maybe 20% of people being like, oh, old, huh?
What are you, like 14?
No, I was like 16 probably.
Oh, okay. So
But I also had like I had sideburns. You know what I mean? Like I didn't look like, it looked like your nephew, Bo, trick-or-treating.
know.
You know what I mean? Because he's a massive fucking kid. Everyone's all, whoa. You know what I mean? So I remember the last year of trick-or-treating and being like, this is it, man. This is it. Like, I don't get to do this anymore.
Well, you know what though? I think the adults now are all age, are my age. They're like Gen X, so they want to give out candy
Yeah,
to
that's true.
like all kids because they really, most people in my realm feel like they missed their childhood because their parents were always yelling at them. They were outside.
Drunks, yeah. Exactly. I mean,
rewind.
most of our parents were drunks.
No, not yeah. All that, 2/3.
Their whole generation of kids raised by maniacs.
Anyway, yeah, so I think maybe they want to relive that childhood. And honestly, COVID messed our kids up.
Yeah, they did set them back a couple of years.
Yeah,
So.
and which is kind of nice. They're like, they want to be around each other and out doing like fun shit that
Yeah.
they didn't get to go.
Yeah, so we had a good time. We got to do a half a block with Bronson, and he gave up, and he was like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
I love that kid. It just, there's certain things that drive me nuts about him, but he does shit sometimes where I'm like, fuck, man. It's just like when you took him trick-or-treating, right? I took him through the cul-de-sac, and then I let you take him, and then he goes, just like halfway through, he goes, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm over it. Let's turn around. I was like, do you want to hit this other house? He's like, no.
He's like, nah, I'm over it. You know what I mean? And you're like,
That's it.
I love it. It like doesn't turn into a thing. He's just like, and I'm done.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh so much. I've never seen a 4-year-old that knows exactly what he wants to do. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but what he wants doesn't always align with what we want.
No, it does not. Rarely ever. But it is very funny when it does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's like, yeah, I'm over it. I'm done.
Yeah,
He's like a little tiny old man.
Yeah, he is a little bit grouchy little
He's a
man.
grouchy little old man, dude. It's really weird.
Yeah.
It's weird how they're all so different. Like,
They are different.
yeah. Anyway, but so we had a great Halloween. We hung out the house, passed out candy. You know, getting to walk around with a fucking beer in your hand in the neighborhood is awesome. I love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and our neighborhood
goes off for Halloween, which is rad.
Everyone's in a red cup and a thermos out there.
Everybody. Every wife has a Yeti full of chilled wine or rosé, and every fucking dad has a red cup full of beer. It's perfect, dude. It's a perfect fucking holiday.
Yeah.
And then what else have we done the last few weeks? Oh, we went to the desert. We did a little desert adventure. That was pretty amazing.
Went off-roading.
And how did you feel about off-roading?
You know what? Okay, well, we put the bigger kids in the back of the truck.
Yeah. So let me set the stage first. We go to my grandpa's 85th birthday, and my grandpa lives as far in the desert as you could possibly imagine. Yeah. Like, it's further than you could imagine, and it's more the desert than you could possibly imagine. Right?
There is nothing.
There is nothing out there, right? So we're in a canyon.
No cell service. Barely fucking lights. You know what I mean? Houses are all burned out and abandoned. Most of them.
Right. Yeah, right. But his house is very cool.
No, his house has a pool and a...
Yeah, his house is awesome. But we go up there for his 85th birthday. We bring our trailer, which is a whole fucking adventure to do that. We pull up into Grandpa's yard. And we do the thing all night. We have a good time. The next day, and also at that night, we went exploring into an old mine, which was rad, which we didn't get into the actual mine, but there's a bunch of abandoned old buildings. The kids thought it was the coolest fucking thing they've ever seen.
They would have liked to gone further, but half of our kids did not have their shoes on because they're fucking in the middle of the desert with broken glass everywhere and meth heads, and they don't even bother to put fucking shoes on.
There was at one point where I realized that only our kids didn't have shoes on
because they're dumb.
We're walking through these abandoned houses. There's broken glass everywhere, and then all three of them are like, "I don't have my shoes on," and I'm like, how do you not have your shoes on?
What, you got on the back of a truck in the middle of nothing.
Night. Yeah, in the middle of nowhere. No shoes.
No lights.
Didn't even think one time, like, I might need these.
Nope.
No, and it's just our kids.
Yeah.
Everyone else's kids had shoes on.
Yeah.
Except for ours. So we had to kind of go as far as we could go in the complete darkness with no shoes on.
Right.
Which was fun. But the next day we get up and we go four-wheeling, and I got to go off-road in my truck. And so we had, and this is, I'm going to say this again, in the middle of nowhere. There's no cops. There's no people. There's no one to tell you not to do anything. So, and that's how I grew up. I grew up like that, just riding in the back of a fucking truck, in the bed of a truck, my whole entire life. And I know you did too a little bit.
Not in the desert, but in the back of a truck.
Right.
For sure, because it was legal back then.
Right. So we piled in. I have Bronson on my lap, and I have Rosie and two adults behind me in my truck, and then 6 kids in the bed. In the bed of the truck. And my dad, of course, goes, yeah, we're going to just go up the canyon. And so we start going up the canyon, and then it starts getting to real off-road, where I have to lock the hubs and actually put it in 4-wheel drive. and it made me laugh so hard because you are going...
You know what? Your sisters were doing that too. They were doing that too because there were some points where the car was like tippy.
Yeah, we got a little high centered a couple times.
We got high centered. We got a million kids back there.
Yeah, King said he almost flew out.
He's drama.
Yeah.
That kid doesn't wear shoes when we're looking through an abandoned mine. He's not prepared for fucking anything. Yeah. I did.
Yeah. Oh, you did it a lot. Yeah. And it wasn't. And for if any men are listening to this, it was not that big of a deal.
It was a big.
It was basic 4-wheeling. I'm in a Dodge Ram. It's not like I'm in. It's not like we're climbing mountains. We're going through some washes. Yeah. Not the fucking. But get a little sideways.
Also have
it is
all
what it is.
of our children in the back.
We did have 6 kids in the bed of the truck.
That's
just
very
bouncing heads
irresponsible.
Together. Yeah. I mean, is it?
Yeah, kind of.
No one got hurt. I was going slow. I was going like a mile an hour.
I know you were going very slow. Yeah. You were very careful.
But we had a good time, man. And the kids loved it.
They did.
It's so nice to get... I think it's so rare that many kids get to experience that type of stuff.
You're right. Because it's troublesome to do.
Right.
If you don't know how to do it. And honestly, you are probably, in your family that lives out there, some of the only people I would ever trust in that situation. Right. Because I know they have they've been doing that for your grandpa's probably been doing that for 1,000 years.
Oh yeah,
He
100%.
Yeah, he could probably live out there with nothing forever. So, but I don't think I would trust like anyone else to maneuver us through that.
If you're not from there and you haven't experienced it, it's wild. It's wild. But it's just, it is what it is, man. This is what we do. We do desert shit. You know what I mean? And we did some other things too, which we're not going to talk about on the podcast because we don't want to get flagged on YouTube. But anyway, it was very fun.
But the kids were great at it.
They were whatever it was, they were surprisingly good, and no one died, which was awesome. So that was great.
And I think they had a good time.
They had a great time. And so that was fun. So that's what's been going on the last couple of weeks. And here we are now on Veterans Day. Mm-hmm. I actually get a Saturday off for the first time ever, which is nice.
My dad's a veteran.
And your dad's a veteran.
My stepdad's veteran.
Thank you for your service, all your
my
veterans
uncles,
out there.
Thank you. My brothers.
Cheers to that. Mm-hmm. And now we're hanging out. So, yeah, that's kind of all you've missed in our lives. I'm sure you guys have all had chaos and a random week off for your kids, which, by the way, we should talk about that.
Oh.
The random week off before. Why would they not just fucking take the week off of Halloween? Our kids, for the record, had a week off leading up to Halloween, had to go to school on Monday, then Tuesday on Halloween, and then go to school Wednesday. Well, everyone's dead.
And then they have like...
It's insane. It's an insane.
You can't even bribe them with candy at school either because they have so much.
Yeah.
They're just bringing in their backpacks. And it doesn't align with anything. I think the teachers have to vote every year when that week is, and that's what they vote for.
God, teachers suck.
But it doesn't. It doesn't align with my school calendar.
No, it doesn't.
My work calendar. So last year, the kids had a week off for Easter.
Right.
I had the following 2 weeks off. So it didn't even align with my vacation time. So
yeah.
It was.
So our shit's all fucked up. Our kids are just sitting home by themselves, basically. There's nothing we can do. We don't know anything. We don't know what to fucking do. They're just out here.
They're teenagers.
I mean, except for Bronson. He's going to school with Mama. So
yeah.
He's taken care of, for the record, CPS. Okay. The other ones, the older ones that are well enough to watch themselves, are by themselves.
They're almost 16.
Yeah.
They can be by themselves.
But yeah, it's just so
We
dumb.
have our moms check.
I think they should just make Halloween the last Saturday of October.
Agreed.
I think we should do a fucking petition to get that done.
And I don't know what happened with daylight savings, but we should not have to do that shit anymore either.
Didn't we vote to have it not?
I think we voted to put it on the ballot.
Didn't we vote to have it be not?
I voted
I heard
not
someone
to
said
vote,
yesterday that this is the last year we're doing it.
Oh, God. Please.
I don't fucking know. So maybe we're not going to spring forward. But man, daylight savings is fucking brutal.
So this is that was the last time?
I don't know. I have no idea. Because there's some states that don't do it. Yeah. Arizona doesn't do it.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude. Daylight savings is brutal. It's like 5:30 at night, and I'm ready for bed.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. I've been ready for bed since I woke up. It's been a week since this, and I'm fucking, like, I am absolutely, like, over it.
Well, and the worst part is that God love our kids, they've never slept in past 6. And then even on Saturday, today's like the day we could sleep in, I was up at 5:30.
Yeah. Which is technically 6:30, so you kind of slept in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why I feel so well rested. No, I don't. I cleaned the house today.
Daylight savings is an absolute shame. You know why it started, though? Do you know why daylight savings?
So we could work longer hours?
It's for farmers. Farmers are the ones that did it because they couldn't really work in the dark.
Yeah.
So if they rolled the time back in the fall, then they could go to work earlier.
I'm going to guess that most things are done so that we can work longer hours.
Yeah, so we can work harder.
Work harder.
Yeah, that's totally true.
You know, you can't find as many lettuce bulbs out here in the dark. So
we need to. You know what? Instead of just letting these guys work a little less, we're gonna change the whole entire time zone. You know what I mean? That's what they did. They were like, yeah, we're fucking done.
Yeah.
You guys are getting your ass to work as soon as the sun comes
Now.
out. No matter what. We'll change the whole time zone, dude. How about that?
All of California.
All of it. Everyone. Everyone's going to work as soon as the sun comes up, you pieces of shit.
Lazy.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. It's been killing me all week. Every day feels like 18 hours. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You know what's crazy is that I'm on minimum day schedule, and I find myself coming home even later.
Or it feels like it, right? Yeah.
Later than I was before.
Yeah, I
was like, what have I done? And I still have so much to do.
Yeah.
And I
don't know what it just feels like it's just like yet another thanks fucking Obama. You know
that is
what I
not an Obama. Obama didn't cause that.
Obama did that, dude.
Yeah, this is
Obama did it.
This is from up above.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Blame God for this.
Oh, it's God.
Yeah.
You think God wanted the farmers to go to work earlier?
Yeah, he did.
The Christian God.
Then get down on your knees and pick up.
Yeah.
I'm just
You
kidding.
better run with them box of strawberries. You pieces of shit. Yeah.
right,
I don't
I'm
know.
not blaming
Daylight
God for
saving
that.
sucks, dude.
I'll get
We're
flagged
over
on
it.
YouTube.
We all feel you. Everyone's tired. Everyone's walking around like a zombie.
Yep.
We did go see Henry Rollins the other day. That was cool. What did you think of that, by the way?
Okay. Well, I've seen him before.
I know.
I like Henry Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
However, I for the first 20
minutes, yeah.
20, 30 minutes, I just wanted him to breathe. I just
know.
wanted him to take a breath. I felt like he was going to, move his body position because he stood
Literally, yeah.
rapid fire.
It was rapid fire for 2 solid hours, and he didn't move a muscle.
No.
Didn't move his feet one time.
Barely, not at all. Didn't take a drink of water, didn't take a breath.
No.
Just in a pure word output.
Right. I mean, volume, dude. Like, if he would have slowed down, I was saying this earlier, I think it was like listening to a book on 1.5. Like, I don't, you never listened to books before, but you can listen
No,
to
I
you can
read
listen
them.
to podcasts and books
read
like
them.
on a higher speed. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like you can do like 1.5.
Oh, but
or
I bet
whatever.
that would be it.
That's
Like,
exactly what it was like. It
Yeah.
was fucking nuts, dude. I mean, I really liked his stories. I liked everything that he talked about.
I did too, but you know what? I will mention, like, because we've seen a lot of comedians.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell that he's on the threshold of being incredibly funny.
He's very funny.
He's very funny. However,
He's not a stand-up.
he's not a stand-up because they take pause. Like, that pause
Yeah.
means everything. When a comedian, like, waits and then, like, holds it, that is part of the whole dance that they do to make us laugh. And there were a couple times when I thought he was going to wrap back around and make a joke of the thing that was there.
Yeah,
And
call
it would,
back of some sort.
Yeah, and it would like
didn't.
flow better, and he didn't because he's just telling his story, which was really funny.
It was very good.
But
yeah. Especially the stuff about his parents, dude. Like,
That was-
I'd never really heard anything about his parents before. You know what I mean? And
right.
man, that poor kid, he grew up in there's a reason Henry Rollins is how he is.
Well, he's obviously got some ADHD. I don't want to diagnose people on the fucking fly, but that guy has
I'm pretty
energy.
sure he knows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. So we did that. That was actually pretty awesome. But man, like I said, it was on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, started at 8. We didn't get out till 10 o'clock, and you're like, fuck, dude.
It messed us up for the rest of the week.
Yeah, it's fucked us up. But here we are. We did it.
We did.
We got through it.
And now we have 2 whole days off together,
I know. That's nice.
which is crazy because normally it's like one. We have
Normally
one
we
day
have
off.
1 day off. I work Tuesday through Saturdays every day, every week. And she has Monday through Friday. And we only get Sundays together usually. And
I
my
clean
Monday,
house on Saturdays.
and she cleans house on Saturdays. And on Monday, I do all the rest of the chores.
The bills and the things.
Yeah, like running around, dropping kids off, picking them up. So we really only get 1 day off a week together, which is how the American family is supposed to work. 2 adults working full time, balls to the fucking walls like a Henry Rollins performance.
And the poorest people in our neighborhood.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about all the scores, dude.
Yeah, we lucked out. We should
So-
buy a lottery ticket today. Okay, first of all, let's set this up.
Yeah.
We live in a cul-de-sac.
Uh-huh.
We are the only renters in this cul-de-sac.
Maybe the whole neighborhood.
But probably in the whole neighborhood. We are the only renters in this
Yep.
neighborhood. Everyone else owns their house. And some of them are much younger.
Yeah, they own them. They've owned them since the 80s when they were
Yeah.
fucking built. Or they just bought them
Yeah.
or whatever. But
Young,
we rent. We're renters.
We don't
Big
have money.
surprise,
Yeah.
right? Go ahead. Set it up.
Okay, so I was thinking about this last week. I was like, how much of this furniture in this house did we buy new? And I would say maybe a coffee table.
Beds.
We bought
Some beds.
our bed. We did not buy the kids' beds new.
Yeah, we did.
We found those.
No,
Do
we
you
didn't.
remember?
Oh, the frames.
The frames and the mattresses we
yeah,
bought
yeah,
new, but
that's
the
true.
frames
The
we
mattresses
all
we
found
knew.
for free
This is true.
on the side of the road. So even the car seat,
Dude, literally everything.
90% of our furniture and shit is on the side of the road or was given to us by someone.
Now, listen. We're talking about dressers, shelves,
Yeah.
beds,
Everything.
fucking car seats, accessories.
Everything.
You go through this neighborhood, dude, and I'm not going to tell you where we live because
You might
this
snake
is our
us,
fucking
yeah.
domain here. But we're scoring, dude.
Yeah.
We've
Yes.
been scoring lately.
Yesterday we found the neighbor over. I'll go this way so that I won't
Doesn't
clear
matter.
people off.
Fuck 'em. Don't tell them where it is.
All right. She was giving away a brand new, never been used Ninja Pod coffee maker on the side of the road. So I picked it up while she was driving into her driveway.
Yeah.
She's all, we just never figured out how to use it. I was all, that's cool. We will. It's, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes. Please don't stop me. I'm barefoot,
Yeah.
like carrying this.
Our coffee maker is on the outs.
Right.
I've been looking around for them, and literally our neighbor had put this. It's
Brand new.
It's a single cup, but also you can pull it and do full pots. It's like
like a ninja.
It's literally a $200 fucking coffee
Yeah.
maker.
Never used.
Brand new with the instructions because, and I'm not going to say much here, but she couldn't figure out how to get it to do anything.
Right.
And it took me about 5 minutes to really crack the code on it.
It
and it's
was
not
more
that
challenging
fucking-
than-
It is surprisingly challenging. But we score, right? So today I'm walking through the neighborhood, which I'm not going to tell you where we live because fuck you guys. You're not getting in our fucking heat. All right. And I have the dog in my hand, and I look at this neighbor's. I'm walking around the street, and I see this fucking Roomba vacuum sitting on the ground, and it's free. And I'm like, what? And not only is it not a Roomba, it's the Roomba that has the fucking
Sucky-uppy.
trash can like attached to it. So after it does its thing, it mounts itself and then sucks all the shit into the thing. And so I'm walking, and the neighbors just happen to come out as I'm walking by, and I'm like, what the fuck's up with this Roomba? And they're like, yeah, dude, it's free. And I'm like, why? This is like my poor person fucking mentality is thinking they fucked it up. It's brand new. Not only does it have the original instructions, it has a folder that they made with the additional instructions and a box of every replacement part you could possibly imagine.
Right.
And I
never used. Hardly never.
barely ever used. And I'm like, what's wrong with it? And they're like, nothing. But we just find it annoying. And I'm like, hold my fucking beer. So I walked for a half a mile with a fucking 30-pound Roomba pack and a dog all the way home. And I fucking waddled in with it. You know what I
It's
mean?
awesome,
So we're
actually.
fucking killing it in this neighborhood right now, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you where we live. Stay the fuck away.
We got a free dog door too.
We got a free dog door today. That was awesome.
We should buy a lottery ticket.
We should buy a lottery ticket. And also, do you want to tell them what you did in front of a police officer today?
Oh, okay. You told me to do that. So on the way to get the dog door, because we ran into somebody who was giving away one for free and we needed one. Anyway, Craig was going to get it. The elote guy was in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I bought myself a corn while Craig's haggling
Which
for
is also
a free...
the most white trash shit I've ever seen.
What?
Just
I said elote?
we rolled to a neighborhood in Santa Paula to pick up a free dog door because this is the type of people we're free dog door people.
We're free
And
everything,
Rosie
people.
sees a corn guy and jumps out of the fucking truck like she's never seen him before and runs and buys a fucking elote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is amazing. It's an
Always
amazing
good.
thing.
Always
So
good.
Bronson, our 4-year-old, has a bright red slushie that he's fucking sucking on. and Rosie has an elote corn while I'm trying to talk to this guy about a free dog door. You know what I mean? If this isn't the most white trash shit you've ever seen, you did it.
I had my shoes on, so it's not the most white trash thing. If I had rolled out with no shoes on, like our kids, that would have been pretty white trash. That would have been bad.
Fuck.
That would have been really bad.
Okay, so Rosie inhales this corn.
Right.
Before we even leave the lot, right?
Right. I let you have a couple bites.
I had a bite, and that was nice. Inhales the corn. We're getting on the freeway now, and corn is biodegradable. Let's get that established first, okay?
Before we're canceled.
Corn is biodegradable. So Rosie's holding a gnawed-on fucking stick of corn in my truck, and we're about to hit the freeway.
And I'm rolling up my window, and he's all, throw it. Throw it now.
Hold on. I can see you. You're looking at the corn, and you're looking at the side of the road.
Yeah, I was.
Okay?
I was.
And I went, you're going to throw that corn, aren't you? And she goes, I kind of wanted to. And I go, fucking throw it. So as we're getting on the freeway, I roll the window down, and Rosie whips the fucking corn out of the window.
Biodegradable.
Which is littering, but it's also
Biodegradable,
corn,
yeah.
so fuck you. Right? As she does it, a cop siren goes, whoop, whoop, literally, as she releases it from her hand.
I didn't even see it.
There's a cop
us.
directly behind us.
Yeah.
So we're fucking bummed, dude. We are getting pulled over. We're so fucking bummed. We're gonna get a littering ticket.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Ends up that the cop was already doing something on the freeway, like a traffic break or something.
Yeah.
And then it went into a full panic because we just fucking hucked.
And he was
this
right
ear
behind
of
us
corn.
for a long time. We're all, fuck. And he had his lights. He's all, whoop, whoop. I felt it leave my hand, and I heard whoop whoop, and I was like, fuck. And I think I even said, like, what did we do? What did we do?
I was like, oh my God.
Fuck.
Yeah. We were going to get fucking busted because Rosie whipped a fucking elote out of the window on the freeway.
That's not the first time I've thrown
God,
food
we're
out.
the most white trash fucking parents on planet Earth.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And then Bronson goes, don't do that. And he's fucking reprimanding us while we're doing
Yeah,
it.
he said, don't listen, don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't throw that out the window.
One time, when our kids were little, we had ice cream cones and they were in the back seat, and one of them said something. One of them was pissing me off, and I took their ice cream cone and chucked it out the window.
You did not?
Yeah.
You did not.
Yeah.
That's a me move.
I
That's
know.
my
It
move.
felt good.
It does feel good, doesn't it?
Really good.
Yeah.
It felt really good
Yeah.
because I was like, you know what? You don't need this. I just... And they're like, ah!
Yeah.
That's all.
It's the best. Dude, if you guys have not ever experienced this, when your kid is being a dickhead, and I mean a dickhead, in the car, with the thing that you went out of the way to get him, rip it out the window, dude. It feels so fucking good. It feels so good. You're going to devastate the kid, probably traumatize him, fucking whatever.
They need a little bit of it.
Whip that fucking thing out the window, especially if it's food, because it's biodegradable.
You did that to me once when we first started dating.
Did I?
Yeah, I remember because I had a lollipop and you're all, I don't like things that are sticky, and I just stuck it to your arm really quick and you fucking ripped it and threw it out the window.
Yeah,
That's how I knew I loved you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. So we're fucking dog door trash people, and we're out here fucking trying to do it. And litter bugs, apparently.
God, we're the poorest people in our
You know,
neighborhood.
if you really string this out, we do not look good. Like,
we're
just roaming around the neighborhood picking up people's trash, dude.
You
Not
know
only
what?
that, these are the only two things I've told you about. We've picked up yard furniture, fucking dressers. Rosie, this fucking bitch, comes home every other week with something in her fucking trunk.
We don't have a whole lot of okay, but it's always
you could pan
of
over
high
to see what this
value.
garage looks like. It's insane.
Well, it's because of our stupid laundry right there. It's never done. It's a endless pile.
Right.
But yes, nothing.
God.
We don't have anything new.
It does not look good on paper, dude.
But those things are nice.
What?
And here's what I'm curious about. If the sound the Roomba is making is annoying to you, that means you're at home all day with it. Why aren't you vacuuming?
Right.
Like, what is
100%.
right?
And also, I
just-
did, of course. I came in and looked at it, set it up, fucking did the thing, did a test. and it does the thing. It's awesome. It fucking moves around. And we had a Roomba before, and we used to call it our favorite kid.
But we got the cheap one on
We got the
Amazon
cheap one
Black.
on the Amazon Prime deal,
And it lasts
But this
really-
one's like a legit fucking. It's a $400 Roomba, which is so far out of our price range. You okay there?
No. I think I'm red. I'm going red. Sorry, go
Get it under
ahead.
control.
$400. I can't.
It's a $400 Roomba. And when it does, I will say, I could see what they were saying, because when it mounts to the vacuum and it sucks the shit out of the Roomba into the little like trash can, it sounds like a jet is going off.
Yeah, but
it's like,
how often does it do that? It's doing all the work for you.
I know, and I love
Would
it.
you rather me nagging around you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no.
I love a Roomba, dude.
It seems really like it's just an annoying sound it makes while it cleans our house.
Yeah, who's annoyed by
How
a-
dare this robot make a fucking noise?
This robot's too loud. That's doing all the work I don't want to do.
Yeah,
It's insane,
this
dude.
robot is annoying
So,
me
yeah.
that I spent all this money on.
We're out here fucking killing it in this neighborhood.
We're not
know
telling
what I
you where
mean?
we live,
Not,
though.
we're not telling you where we live.
But
All right.
we should buy a lottery ticket.
You think so?
I don't know if we'd have that kind of luck. I think we have different kind of luck. There's two kinds of lucks. There's like the people who are lucky with money,
And we're lucky with like shit thrift store finds.
or even like healthy children.
Yeah. God, that's shitty, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
43. I had that baby.
Yeah. We have. Hey, we're so lucky. We have super healthy kids.
Yeah, that is
It's
lucky.
fucking really fun,
It
dude.
is lucky.
Yeah.
It is lucky.
I'd take a lotto win for something, dude.
And not for one of our children.
Not for
No.
me neither. Anyway, it's been fun around here. We've been
Yeah.
killing it in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just hunting around like fucking storage wars.
Little trolls.
Yeah, we're
waiting.
like little fucking free gift item trolls. It's incredible.
Well, those things are great. Actually, those were good finds.
It's good scores, man. And I'm like adamantly against grabbing shit most of the time. 90% of the time, you should see when I'm deflecting from her. I see shit on the way home, and I'm never gonna mention it. Never, ever, ever.
Really?
Ever. Yeah, so many things.
Oh, good.
Never
things?
gonna mention it. Never, ever, ever. Because I know we don't need it. We don't need another fucking drawer, another chest.
We
another
needed patio furniture, and we have
We
a
did
whole
need-
set right now.
And did I grab it?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did because we needed that.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of things, and I'm not like I don't even say a word.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we've been killing it lately. which
Even
has
our
been
fruit
really nice.
bowl was on the side of the road. I want to say, if
Fucking got our fruit bowl from the side of the road.
yeah, dude, our neighbor over here gave it to us at it outside. If
We're fucking trash people. we're like a step above dumpster divers.
you know what, if people came in here and took back their things, we would have nothing. We would have
That's
a
totally
coffee
true.
table and some mattresses. Maybe.
Dude, could you imagine if neighbors were like, "Hey, you remember that thing we gave you? We need it
We
back."
saw you walk off those
Dude,
rocking chairs
we'd have so
upstairs. Put them in the Kia, and I just had both doors open.
We're fucking trash pandas, dude. Oh my god.
Don't put out anything for free around us, because I will find it.
Yeah, Rosie came out with both the doors open and rocking chairs sticking out.
We have like a Kia, by the way. It seats 5.
And nothing
Maybe.
else.
Nothing else. Oh, that's...
Oh my god. God, we're gross.
No, we're not. We're economical, dude.
This is true.
Except that we're not saving any
We have
money.
no money. We're economical in the worst way humanly possible. We're like, you know what's a good idea? We just paid rent. Let's go to Universal. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's going to be fun, though.
It will be fun. Anyway. All right, let's get into some topics here. We had a few suggestions here. One thing that I wanted to bring up was a news article that I saw and read, and I will pull it up right here when we do this. But Oregon, the state of Oregon, had just recently decided to not have standardized testing for math, writing, or English because it is inherently racist, right? So,
Right.
So the article, let me find it real quick.
I agree. Not because it's inherently racist, but I think it's problematic to have standardized testing. Because they really want just attendance so they can have money.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. Oregon school law where kids don't have to pass high school. Okay. Let me pull this up.
Yeah, I'm going to grab another beer.
Okay. Oregon school law against standardized testing. Oregon schools don't have to pass classes to get out of high school. All right. Yes. What is that? Oh, cool. I love that broom.
Oh, it's for Halloween. Thank you, buddy.
So cool. You're going to put it out of the way?
Best thing ever. Yeah. Yes. No dog. No. Here, go. Have you guys started?
Yeah, we're almost done. How many minutes do we have on that? On the bottom there? How many minutes in are we? It's on the bottom in pink.
46:54.
Okay, got it. Thanks. All right, so are you going to eat on the podcast? You're gonna eat
Just gonna move
gummy
it away
bears?
from me while you.
Okay, so I saw an article the other day which made me fucking inherently kind of just like, what the fuck immediately, right? And then Rosie's smart and she's an actual educator and she has a real understanding of what the fuck is going on. But here's the headline. According to OregonLive.com, Oregon against, I'm sorry. Oregon again says students don't need to prove mastery of reading, writing, or math to graduate, citing harm to students of color. Right? So let me read this. Oregon high schools won't have to prove basic mastery of reading, writing, or math to graduate from high school until at least 2029. The State Board of Education decided unanimously on Thursday extending the pause of the controversial graduation requirement that began in 2020. The vote went against the desires of dozens of Oregonians who submitted public blah, blah, blah comments. Let's see. What else do they say here? Leaders of the Oregon Department of Education and members of the state school board said requiring all students to pass several standardized tests or create an in-depth assignment their teacher judged as a meeting state standards was a harmful hurdle for historically marginalized students and misuse of state tests and did not translate to the meaningful improvements in the students' post-high school success. Right?
Right.
Higher rates of students of color learning English as a second language. Students with disabilities ended up having to take intensive senior year writing and math classes to prove they deserved a diploma. That denied those students the opportunity to take an elective, despite the lack of evidence that the academic work helped in the workplace and the college, they said. So that's the thing. The headline is, and this is where the headlines get tricky. You see this headline that says Oregon schools are not requiring basic knowledge of math, science, or math, writing, or English based on race because it's racist. Essentially, is what the headline says.
Well, of course.
You know, but when you read the article and after talking to you, my opinion is you should fucking have to do some work in high school For sure. You know what I mean? You should have to understand the basics of fucking math, science, English, writing, all these things. But when we were talking about, when you look into it, the standardized tests, and that's what we were talking about, that's kind of the subject that we're talking about, is inherently flawed, right?
100%. And what's
Excuse me.
so because there's some things that kids with like disabilities, they're never going to get that 3 or 4 on. They're never going to get a passing score
Right.
on that thing. Did they do every single ounce of work that was given to them to graduate? Maybe, maybe not. Did they work? Did they get to the podium and then not be able to take an art class because you don't think that they did enough
Right.
to pass some hurdle that you've made up?
That the state
out
made
the
up,
gate, out the
essentially.
gate.
Right, right.
No, that's not okay. That's
Right.
not fair. And honestly, those standardized testing, it's scripted. You cannot say or lead or do anything. It's unfair, and a lot of the ones I give are for special education, education or whatever. And some of the questions are really old. Like one of them, in a test that shall not be named, but it's named after 3 dicks. It asks you if Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of blank.
Dicks.
Right. But the truth is, how many kids know that nursery rhyme nowadays, right?
Right,
That's very traditional nursery rhymes. Kids don't know that stuff right now. They're on TikTok. They're internet savvy. Like, we're asking them to uphold some standard that we find not the same world.
Like nursery rhymes that were written way
Right.
before, like 30, 40, 50,
Right.
100 years before their times.
Right.
So the thing is that the interesting thing to me about that was after reading that, I went, well, that's fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? Because everyone struggles with this shit. And then when you really get into the nitty gritty of it, the thing I think that is fucked up is that they spin it as a race thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yes, are poor neighborhoods inherently indoctrinated with bad education, bad fucking, there's a lot of things that happen. I grew up wildly poor in those same neighborhoods. I happen to be a white kid. That has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, the race thing, I think, is a baiting fucking headline, and it's a baiting way to do it. If you were to just say, we are not going to require our children to do standardized tests to prove that they know the equivalent to get out of high school, I'd be 100% fine with that.
Right.
But they put it into a race, like a race thing.
And
you know what I mean? And it's like where only people, it's just that, like, it's that whole fucking, it's like
it's baiting.
It's baiting. You know what I mean? It's because everyone's struggling in school, man. Like, you retain very little from what you learned in high school.
100%.
And the standardized tests are fucked. Yeah. If that's, and maybe you can explain how, maybe, I don't know how much you want to get into this, how standardized tests influence the actual school curriculum and, and attendance and shit like that.
Now, I've been to several schools. Standardized testings, for the most part, and I don't understand a whole lot, but what I think it influences is the money given to the district.
Right.
So if you are underperforming school or you don't show growth, I all want to see growth, then they're going to give you less and less money. Attendance is tied in with that money too.
Right.
So when you say that we don't have to give a kid a standardized test, please keep coming so that you can graduate, they're also kind of patting their own back because now those kids are going to attend. Right. And then they get more money from the state because their attendance is up. And since COVID, attendance has been atrocious.
Right.
However, it's kind of their fault. You shut down schools. You tell kids not to come when they're sick. Right. You send them home. They can only be there for an hour if they are really sick. Parents have to come off work to get them.
Right.
They can't come back for 10 days, and then they can't come back for 5 days, and then they can come back, but we don't care if they're sick or not. And
now they don't give a fuck if they're sick.
Because the money is missing.
Because that's what's happening.
And the truth is, we live in California. It's Southern California. It's expensive as fuck. So there's not a lot of younger people having children here. There's retirees. There's, some of the more impoverished areas, of course, are always going to have an influx of kids.
Right.
But really, you don't have like the schools in in the wealthier parts of town here are failing because they don't have enough students because no one can afford to live there and raise a family.
Right. Yeah. There's a part of that. So this, like, the standardized testing is inherently fucked up.
Right.
I don't consider it racist. I think I just it's a fucked up way to run a metric on what you've learned. Right? That's why I don't like that Oregon shit. Is like, it drives me nuts because it's like all of us have to take these standardized tests.
Right.
All of us, I mean, me, myself, I know you didn't grow up rich. I grew up in a really poor, predominantly Hispanic neighborhood. I went to school with a bunch of guys that didn't fucking make it. I barely made it through high school.
Right.
And the standardized tests were a fucking nightmare because they are a metric at which does not apply to real life. So there's a certain thing that I understand Oregon not wanting to do it. What fucking drives me nuts is the race part of it.
And honestly, if you're talking about a kid that doesn't know English, then yes, the test is flawed for them.
Then that makes sense. 100%,
but the truth is, and I will say with the standardized test that we take here in this area of whatever that we have coming up in May or April, you have to be incredibly computer savvy to know how to navigate it too, because every answer is given on your iPad. So if you don't know how to highlight, if you don't know how to mark something, if you don't know how to type text, highlight, drag screen, words, you're going to
suffer in this standardized test.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's a shitty metric to prove that kids understand things. First of all,
I used to teach a class on just how to navigate the toolbar. For a week before.
Really?
Like I would show the kids like this. We give practice tests because we're teaching to the test sometimes.
Right.
And we'd say, look, like this is how you highlight that item. This is how you drag that down.
Right.
You can do a strike through, which is like you can eliminate things that you know are wrong or whatever.
And then also you have massive limitations on what you can even say to them during the test, right?
Nothing. You can say nothing.
You can say nothing. You can only say nothing. You can't help them with anything.
No.
So it is, I think like with that headline, and you're going to probably see it more and more and more, but it's standardized testing is dog shit for students. It doesn't make any fucking difference. It doesn't tell you how smart you are. It doesn't tell you anything. What it does is it gives the schools a metric to basically prove that their curriculum is working. Right? Is that what it is?
Right. It's like a reliable measure to see. And the truth is, because I'm in special ed, right? And most of the kids that I have are challenged with behavior, right? Because if you're mild to moderate, behavior doesn't count as a severe disability because it's a thing that happens because of something else, a communication error, whatever.
Right.
And so getting a kid to comply to a test where you can't give them any prompts, you can't, you have to be scripted, you have to do that. Usually the kid doesn't want to fucking take the test.
Right.
So then I have to explain to parents, like I administered this exam. I do not think it's an active measure of this kid's ability because they did not want to take the test. And I could tell because they were screaming or
whatever,
giving me this finger or whatever during the exam. So you need like a whole bunch of measures because I, for one, I had a kid count to 50.
Right.
When I said, can you count one higher? And he's like, no way, no thank you, blah, blah. And he ran off. But then when I went to assess him, he couldn't count past 5 because he had to do it in that time frame.
A certain thing.
Yeah, and I told parents, like, when I asked him in this testing environment, he counted to like 4. When I've heard him count to 50, I think he could have gone higher, but he just didn't want to engage with me anymore. Yeah.
So I agree. Like the standardized tests are dog shit. So what they're doing is it sounds inflammatory in the way that it's spun, but it does make sense, But also, attendance brings money.
Right.
So if they drop the standardized testing, maybe more kids won't be so discouraged and they'll show up to school knowing that they're going to pass. But then, like, what is the... I often wonder, like, what is the future fucking generations of understanding the basic knowledge of English and a little bit of math and all these things, you know what I mean? Like, and I can't brag because I wasn't good at any of it, and I've been pretty successful in my life. And I know that even me telling my kids that they have to get through school and they have to do that is a bullshit metric because you can be wildly successful with disabilities, with fucking all sorts of like things that are going on.
Right.
Right. So I just wonder, like, but when you put that announcement out, like, what does that do to the psyche of people? It just almost tells them, like, students don't have to fucking try.
Well, but
You
I
know?
think what they're saying is like that students that weren't going to graduate and that they had to take like extra classes just to do it, and they didn't get any electives, right? Now get to like enjoy school.
Right. And that's an important thing, to have an
Yeah.
elective, to have something that you want to do at school.
Right, because I
Yeah.
was, well, I did have an elective, but even like when I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
if my grade point average wasn't
X, whatever it was. Yeah.
2.0
Mm-hmm.
or above, and it rarely was, it was right there
Yeah,
skirting the
you're
whole time
hovering
in high
around.
school.
Yeah. Because you're too busy picking up free shit on the side of the road.
Probably. I didn't have a car. I'd have to carry it. My coach would make us go in every lunch to study.
Right.
So if we were ineligible to be on sports, we had to study all
Yeah.
of that time.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's just weird. But the race thing fucking bugs me, dude. Just because it's, you know, and it could be my bias because I was raised in a poor fucking neighborhood too. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say poor white people, but it's just, and it's. I wish they would release it as, you know, we're gonna drop standardized testing because people that grow up in impoverished neighborhoods have a hard time passing these tests, and it's not a metric for success in high school.
Well, what
You
if
know
they
I mean?
just
And that
said
makes more fucking
standardized
sense.
testing is not a great metric for
It isn't.
success?
And that's what they should have said.
and
you know?
and for all people, because
Right.
even with people with disabilities, and I'm guessing the reason why we see so many more kids like that are being able to qualify for disabilities is because the way we've been doing shit is wrong.
Right.
It's, and like, really honestly, we've been teaching and I'm not saying we've been teaching the wrong way, but the kids we have nowadays, they are more in tune with their stuff.
Yeah, they're developing.
They want
faster
like
than,
things
yeah.
differently, and we have to adjust.
Right. Yeah. No, I think you're right. You know, but yeah, it's a weird one. It was a weird headline, and you know, I saw a lot of backlash online about it, and then when I actually read the article, and we had talked about it earlier, I was like, it does make sense that standardized testing is fucking dog shit.
Well,
and
let's not torture people just because we had to be. That's what I.
Oh, that- yeah,
You
I
know what I
understand
mean? Like
that,
I
yeah.
had to do it,
Yeah.
so you should have to.
yeah, yeah, and it's kind of, you know, and I get it a little bit, you know, because I had to get through it. You should get through it, you know, but it's not inherently right, you know, but also to wish that the education system would change in a way that would actually benefit children is like, it's such a pipe dream, you know what I mean? Like,
It could. And I think that honestly, I think it's hard. It's hard at the end gate to say, "Oh, well, you didn't learn it all this time," because it's not a correct measure of what a
Sure.
kid knows from
Yeah.
12 years of school
Right.
experience, right? And our kids weren't in a vacuum during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Like they weren't, you know, out. They still had their parents and things
Yeah,
too. It's
yeah.
not like they're learning a life lesson. We're all in the middle of a pandemic together. Like
a unique situation that
Exactly.
has never been
that they're
repeated
showing
since,
resilience
yeah.
or everything. What I don't like, and I'll say this, is that every single thing I went to after COVID said, we know they're behind.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to meet them where they are.
Right,
This isn't the year to catch up.
right.
This is the year to give them what they need and then see where we are.
Right.
And then literally less than 6 months later,
They're like, we got to get all these kids caught up.
They,
Yeah,
100%.
totally,
No,
100%,
yeah. What are we doing? Why are we not caught up?
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
100%. Yeah.
And I know they don't mean to. They're just spiraling on money
because they're
rhetoric.
based on dollars. They're based on
100%.
you know what I mean? They're
Right.
based on these standardized tests. They're based on attendance. They're based on all these things to get the proper funding for the next year so they can fucking keep this thing rolling, which is inherently sad. Their school should not be underfunded. The teachers should not be underpaid. There's a million wrong things that are going on here. You know what I mean? And the teachers get the fucking brunt end of it because they're out here it really on the front lines of things. You know what I mean?
Well,
it
and now
sucks.
they have to grade big projects to make sure a kid can graduate too. Because you take away standardized testing,
Right.
you just gave one more thing for teachers to do.
Yeah, 100%.
To see if
they have to create some creative project to prove that your kid understands fucking basic English.
And they have to grade it.
And they have to grade it on a sliding scale.
And they have to be responsible for it too. In case the parents like, well, why?
Yeah, my kid don't know English. It's like, yeah, you don't know English, dude.
No.
All right, so last topic we want to bring up was a fan suggestion. It was the suggestion was basically talking about the raising kids with special needs and the outside family unit and everything involved with that, like how much it takes to really, really do that successfully.
And if you guys don't know, we have one kid that probably more than one, but we never tested all of them.
Right. ADHD.
Who has had ADHD and had special ed services since the go. Right? He was in speech because.
Yeah, he's got a wild...
I gave him a clue. Yeah, he had a wild speech. He has OT, and he's been in special ed classes like since kindergarten.
Right.
Or first grade after his horrible kindergarten.
But then
experience.
also you get into students that are, autism. You have parents that have kids with autism. You have parents with Down syndrome. Anything that in the special needs realm, right?
But here's the thing. I think that we did well, but we did it on accident. When our child was diagnosed or whatever, and we were starting to have trouble with him, is the same time I got sick.
Right.
So our kid was having speech issues. We could tell he was missing some milestones, but not a lot. And then I had breast cancer, which sucked. If anyone ever wants to talk about that, we can. I just
we could do a whole episode on that.
I don't want to.
I don't either.
Gross.
It's fucking brutal.
I hope that's all in the past.
brutal.
Anyway,
That'll be a tear fest.
yeah. So a lot of things that should have been paid attention to, I probably missed because I was tired. I was going through chemo or whatever.
And I was working.
But at the same time, I'm glad that we missed the chance to baby him.
Right.
A little bit, because we kind of made him have to still be accountable
for him.
Right. Even though we knew something was like a little bit off, like people would say something and we're like, I don't know how much time I have on this earth, so I don't give a fuck what you're saying about whether he doesn't pronounce an L to an R. I don't care.
Right.
You see something's wrong with him. Well, something is wrong with me. So
Right.
And I'm not trying to like take away from that or anything either, but the truth is it didn't seem like the most pressing issue in our house.
It's not, because it will work itself out.
And it ended up,
a lot of it will. Like unless your kid has a real, like something that they're gonna have forever. Like,
then you're learning life skills, right? So you're teaching your kid how to cook, and
that's a whole nother animal, right? Like if you have a child with Down syndrome, you have a child with like severe autism, where you are locked in with that kid for the rest of your life. You have and we can't even speak on that because I can't imagine what that's like. But for the most of us who have children with diabetes or children with ADHD or any other type of like
mild to moderate,
fucking special needs disability. I think one of the biggest things is obviously if you have family, you would hope that you can wrangle them all in to help out. And
they
understand.
did. They did.
Our family has.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's not the same for everyone, man. I'll speak on my mom. Wasn't the most patient woman like when we were kids. As a grandmother, she is wildly patient with King. King is inherently annoying sometimes. Yeah. And my mom loves him and loves him and loves him and loves him to death.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all of our kids are a little fucking goofy. But, you know what I mean? But it is true that when you buy into that disability, whatever it is,
it's limiting.
You limit your child, I think, a little bit.
I would
right
agree.
Now, if you're trying to keep your kid alive with insulin and shit, then that's a whole thing. But like I have my sister who her child was one of the earliest cases of type 2 diabetes or type 1 diabetes that's ever been recorded in like California at least. she is pretty self-sufficient now at like 10 years old. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
that's not like a cognitive disability. Like
No.
you're worried about what she understands. Obviously, that child is bright
right.
and ruthless, and we love you, Madeline.
Yeah. But I do think you're right that like we see it so many times where parents buy into the disability, and that's all their kid's ever going to be.
Well, I think, and we touched on this before because we talked about
We did.
when you set limits for your kid,
Right.
it's not fair because you don't know they're kids. They could be
They can
limitless.
go way above and beyond. Right.
I've had kids that like stim all day, throw chairs through walls, and they say some of the most poignant things that you could ever imagine.
Right.
Or kids that you don't think are listening, they are. Mm-hmm. Especially when they're not talking. Like, because I have I have many that are nonverbal. And they really, really are. And I think that the best gift you can give them is time.
Right.
And to pressure them a little bit, because even though we knew that King had challenges in things, right? We knew he was not the best baseball player.
No.
We put him in it anyway.
Right.
He was not the best swimmer. We forced him to learn anyway.
Yeah.
It took him forever to ride a bike.
Right. And then now he rides mountain bikes.
We tried anyway.
He's doing jujitsu. Now he's doing jujitsu, and he is an incredible partner, and he's very, very good at it.
And it wasn't easy. It took time. It was hard. We had to watch him fail and struggle and hate it. We had to watch him struggle harder than the other kids did to do the things.
Certain things, yeah.
And we still had to push. But not in an unloving way. Obviously,
Right.
that kid's the nicest fucking kid in the whole planet, and he knows people better than anyone else.
He really does. He can read people better than anyone I've ever met.
Well, he knows. Yeah.
But when it comes to like raising a kid with that, it really does take a village. If you have it, and if you're lucky enough to fucking have it, dude, then that's amazing.
You know what
I mean?
though too? I because I'm special ed teacher. My parents are my parents are teachers. I also made a thin line, or like I decided early on with our kids, like I am not their teacher.
Right.
I don't take home their, if the teacher suggests something, I try to do it, but I don't like force my kid to do an hour of homework every night and watch them and then correct them and then make sure that they meet all these marks.
You're not going to mother them like you're the teacher.
No, I'm not, because I am their mother.
Right.
And they have one of those. They're going to have 1 billion teachers on their side throughout life.
Right.
That they're going to have to navigate.
Right.
They have one person in their corner that's their mom, and that's me, and then that's not my role.
Right.
Even though I could do all those stupid things, I don't have to. My job is to be mom.
Well, can you pick it up a little bit?
Oh, fuck off. You see this laundry over here? Pan over. Fucking fine. Are our kids in clean clothes most of the time?
Most of the time.
Yeah, 30% of the time.
pretty
They're
good.
given to us, by the
But
way.
yeah, I
those
mean,
clothes.
anyone who's raising any kid with special needs at all, dude, whatever you can do, like hopefully your parents or you have people in your area, there's groups online, you know what I mean? There's a lot of ways to get things, but just know inherently that no matter what your kid's disability is, they are capable of much, much more than you think they could be in your head.
Right. And the
They're
truth is,
way more capable, and you'd be fucking shocked if you push them a little bit and give them the challenge to fucking succeed.
right. And honestly, like I will say that when King had his birthday party at one time, he invited everybody. Right. I was a little afraid he'd invite his teachers because he's
Because
kind.
he's that kid.
Yeah, he's like, I was like, who did you invite? He's like, I just handed them out. And some of the kids that showed up were from his SDC class.
Right.
Several times, and parents are nervous about dropping off their kid because that's like the first birthday party they'd ever attended. Like
Or even Halloween this year.
yeah.
He had friends that were dropped off at the house that had never
been left alone.
been left alone. You know what I mean? And,
Right.
And we are absolutely negligent,
No,
in
we're
certain
not
ways.
negligent.
No, but I think you're right. I think just trusting in your kid to make the right decision sometimes is good. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah.
Well, they're growing up to be adults, right?
We're raising adults, right? We've talked about this.
Yeah.
We are raising fucking adults here. We're not raising kids. We're raising children to be adults. And
Right.
I think just you have to trust in your kid and give them a little more fucking challenge and a little more space to be that independent person. No, and obviously I'm saying this, there are many spectrum of things that happen with children that you're in it, dude, and you're fucking there. You know
Well,
what I
and
mean?
then too, there's moments in time that are very challenging.
Very
like,
challenging.
Like when, and I'm sure we mentioned this before, but when we were walking up that hill, and I'm watching King's
Oh god.
ankles and knees not connect, and we're on the side of a cliff.
Fucking 1,000-foot cliff.
Yeah, and I.
This is on a hike, by the way, in Zion.
It was
Mount
in Zion.
or,
It was in Zion.
Zion National Park.
You were leading.
Yeah, it was a
You were
nightmare.
leading.
Yeah.
It was on the other.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I found out how terrifying that was on the way back down.
I was pregnant.
Yeah.
So watching him try to navigate a very life-threatening,
Super.
moment, was
Yeah.
hard. I will never forget how I felt the whole time. I actually just took his arm and
Shoved
pushed
him
him into the wall
Yeah.
and like.
But you got to let your kids spread their wings a little bit, man. Trust in them and realize that a lot of kids are capable of much, much more than you allow them to be.
Right, and it helps that our kid had had siblings too. I
Right.
think,
Siblings are helpful. Yeah.
because they wanted to do like
Mm-hmm.
the things.
Yeah, like even today, you saw the chain reaction happen. Our daughter got these new fucking shoes, they're Heelys. She put them on. She was so excited. As soon as she's rolling around the house, Bronson's on a skateboard in the house, and now King wants to fucking go for a skateboard ride. And we ended up all on a walk. You know what I mean? So the sibling thing is helpful. But man, if you have any sort of family unit that's helpful, then that's amazing. But it does take a fucking village, you know? It takes
Right.
a village to raise these kids, and especially if they have special needs of any sort, you just fucking hope that you have someone in your life that's accepting and loving of the kid no matter what.
And honestly, like tantrums happen.
Yeah.
Like that, kids freak out. They scream and yell. They're breaking points for parents too. Like there'll be a moment where you're like, "What the fuck?
Right.
This is enough."
Right.
But
Yeah, it is what it is. Parenting's hard. Keep it up, guys. You're doing a good work. That concludes our episode. Please like, subscribe, fucking comment, tell your friends about this podcast. We really appreciate everyone that is watching and reaching out. It's if you follow us, you can follow us on Instagram at Breaking the Bar Podcast. You can follow us on YouTube, please. That's the one that actually really helps.
Don't
Download
follow
this
me on Instagram.
Don't follow Rosie. She won't respond to you anyway. But yeah, check it out, guys. We really appreciate you guys. Please keep giving us suggestions, topics, anything you guys got coming at us. Send us reels, the whole thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.